your midfielder is going to be key to that more than your goalkeeper right now.
There's a lot of work for that midfielder to do, playing alongside Bruno Fernandes. Would you expect Benjamin Sesko to start this weekend? How much do you think he'd have benefited from a full week on the training ground with Amorim, and potentially tomorrow or Sunday we had the opportunity to see Mbeumo, Cunha and Sesko start together for the first time?
Yeah, I mean, the more I see Sesko, the more I think he's just got so many good qualities. That's going to add to Mbeumo's qualities. He's going to add to Cunha, Bruno Fernandes. I think the hard part is always the first few weeks as a player, and you're trying to get to know your teammates. But the big thing is not just to get to know their qualities. You know, when they'll see you. You know, when you make a run, do they see you or do they delay? You know, and I think he's playing with great players. And Sesko having a week's training, having time with the manager, having time to discuss with his teammates. I'm going to make this movement. I'm going to make this run. Find me. You know, those little discussions that happen in training is what I think is going to benefit Manchester United. Sesko, I think, is going to be ready. I would love to see him start the game now, because I think probably even if he plays 60 minutes, it's going to be better for him than playing, you know, maybe half an hour. I think that's the next step, but that's exciting for Manchester United. Mbeumo, Cunha, Bruno Fernandes, Sesko. I think, especially after last week, I thought they were exciting last week, but once they get it right, there's so many goals, there's so much creativity there. I think it's dangerous for most teams when they play Manchester United.
Ruben Amorim coming up for us later this afternoon on Sky Sports.
Man United keen to swap Chelsea player in Alejandro Garnacho transfer negotiations. Garnacho has been heavily linked with a move to Stamford Bridge after falling out of favour with Ruben Amorim. Manchester United reportedly mentioned a Chelsea player who could be used as a make-weight when negotiating Alejandro Garnacho's potential move to the London club. Garnacho, 21, has fallen out of favour with United head coach Ruben Amorim in recent months, having given an explosive post-match interview following the Red Devils' Europa League final defeat against Spurs back in May. Just days later, Amorim reportedly told the Argentinian to find a new club. The 21-year-old has since been training alone at Carrington, and it appears his days are numbered at United. Several clubs from Saudi Arabia, as well as Serie A champions Napoli and Premier League outfit Chelsea, have also been linked with a potential move for Garnacho. Currently, Chelsea appear to be Garnacho's most likely destination, according to various reports. BBC Sport reported earlier this week that United are braced for an offer from Chelsea and deem him to be worth more than £50 million. When speaking on the Here We Go podcast with Fabrizio Romano, Romano claimed the 21-year-old was willing to stay out of United's squad if they did not sanction a move this summer. Romano said some clubs from Saudi Arabia were willing to offer Garnacho really big money, but no chance, and for Garnacho it is really easy. He goes to Chelsea, or he goes to Man United out of the squad. That remains the case. Garnacho is not scared about that, and his priority is very clear: Chelsea Football Club. On Thursday, Ben Jacobs issued a further update on the situation when he spoke on the United stand, explaining how Chelsea need to resolve Nicholas Jackson and Christopher Nkunku's situations before moving forward in their pursuit of Garnacho and Xavi Simons. Jacobs also reported that Chelsea's opening bid for Garnacho will be close to £30 million rather than United's asking price of at least £50 million. And that wasn't all, as Jacobs went on to reveal how Chelsea's Andre Santos, who spent the 2024-25 campaign on loan at Strasbourg, was also mentioned in discussions between the clubs. Jacobs said, "Andre Santos has been spoken about. I don't think it's going to lead anywhere because Chelsea don't want to sell. That's another player that Manchester United appreciates. It's nothing more than that at this stage." Santos, 21, signed for Chelsea from Vasco da Gama for a reported fee of £18 million back in January 2023 before being loaned back to the Brazilian club. The 21-year-old then joined Nottingham Forest on a season-long loan in August 2023, but returned early in January 2024 after making just one appearance for the East Midlands outfit. Santos finally made his Chelsea debut against Tunis at the Club World Cup earlier this summer before playing against Crystal Palace in the Blues Premier League opener last weekend.